Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. Thanks again for watching. It is Monday the 26th of August, of course, Bank Holiday Monday. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Summer's almost at an end. We've only got another, 5 days left, including today. And then meteorologically, summer comes to an end and we head into autumn with what at the moment looks to be still relatively mild conditions. Now, of course, as always, just a reminder that the site's kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen here. It's by you coming back and using the site that keeps us free of charge. So I want to say thank you for doing that. And first of all, I thought today what we'd do is just do a quick review of things, of the indexes, and just take a look at how the MJO is shaping up just at the moment. And this is forecast from the ECMWF operational model, and it's the green line that we're interested in here. And each one of these black dots that you can see here along the green line represents a day. So this is the forecast starting off from the 23rd of August. So this is from last week, and what it's showing us is going to phase 1, phase 2, and eventually coming into phase 3. But you notice how it's a real weak second half of phase 2 and phase 3. Now, if you just count round the dates on that, we can work out where we are. We've got the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and then we go through here 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So going into phase 2 on the around about the 4th of September. Now, phase 2 tends to lend itself to a weak westerly flow across the Atlantic, which is kind of what we're expecting to see. It's not really until we get into the latter stages of phase 3 that we start to pick up more of a stronger westerly flow across the Atlantic. And you'll notice here that really it's a very, very weak phase 3 and phase 4 as we get into that middle part of September, according to the ECMWF. However, this morning's CFS does tell a tale of falling temperatures from around 16th of September. You'll notice here, look, we do see one or two cooler days mixed in there, but just take a look at that. Look, that sharp temperature fall that takes place here around about the 16th. That's more of a westerly wind developing, going into the northwest. So the CFS is saying, well, hold on a minute, guys, we've got to look at this middle part of September. And perhaps when you look at the ECMWF MJO there, pulling it into a weak phase 3, it's saying phase 3, but perhaps it may be a little bit stronger than shown on those charts. So it's this kind of middle phase of September, and this is something that I've been hinting at now, isn't it, for kind of a week or two, where I was saying that I thought 15th or 16th could see a change to more autumnal conditions. And that's what we're seeing on the CFS right now. And it's a weak flow that we're seeing on the NAO. If we just zoom in here and take a look at the forecast, this is from the ensemble of the NAO, and you notice here, look how it's kind of just tracking through neutral territory here, and that hinting at that westerly flow persisting across the Atlantic. And this is where we've got low pressure north of Scotland, high pressure south of the UK, that westerly flow really not amounting to much in the way of weather, although I do think there'll be more in the way of rain affecting central and northern Scotland during the course of the coming week. And that's shown here on the rainfall chart, which goes forward to the end of Saturday. You notice here most of the rainfall look across western and northern Scotland, 15mm plus here. But notice that for most of the UK and for Ireland, little in the way of rain, really sort of 5mm or so, most of it being brought in by weak fronts that are coming from the northwest. And we've got this westerly wind blowing through the country, hinted at there, both through the MJO and through the CFS as well. So everything's stacking up here to a quietish westerly flow. Won't be completely dry, particularly across northern and western areas. Maybe a little bit of rain elsewhere, but certainly the emphasis continues to be on this drier weather. And here's what the CFS is saying in terms of height anomalies. And this is the forecast for week 1, taking us forward to 31st of August, of course, Saturday. It keeps high pressure in, look, with the higher than normal heights. What it wants to do is to have the jet stream strong here towards the north of Scotland, dominates us with high pressure. Lower heights, though, look here across southern parts of Europe, bringing more unsettled conditions or heavy thunderstorms, northern Wales, southern France, into the Alpine regions, I think, during the course of the coming week. And then if we take a look at week 2, this takes us forward to the 7th of September. You notice here again, look, higher than normal heights out towards the west, a real building pressure here towards the west, with a trough here across central and eastern parts of Europe. High pressure out here towards the west brings in more of a north and northwesterly flow, which will be cooling temperatures off, I think, significantly by the end of this week, but dominates with dry conditions. Well, week 3 CFS is trying to develop this trough out towards the east look here across Scandinavia. It wants this ridge, though, to be persisting across the central parts of the Atlantic. That'll put high pressure somewhere in here. It would bring more of a north and northwesterly flow through the UK, hence the cooler conditions. But I do think with this feature here centred over Scandinavia, we could find some showers moving their way south, I think across central parts of Scotland, eastern Scotland, running down the eastern coast as well. So just something we need to watch out for. I don't think it'll be completely dry, but we will be in those cool conditions early part of September. And then into week 4, this is the final part of the CFS. It loses the idea of the trough out towards the east, kind of breaks it up as it moves here into Eastern Europe. We get more of a trough developing here in the Atlantic, and I think probably what we'll tend to find is a generally westerly flow coming through the British Isles. Now, I always wanted to break it down more from the 15th or 16th, and I did think it would become wetter across many areas. I'm still going to stick with that idea, though, that from the 15th of September onwards, that's when autumn arrives across the UK. Not going to be horrendous. Don't get thinking it's going to be soaking wet. Don't think it will be, but I think it'll be cooler and it'll be probably more unsettled. We'll get cooler nights and we'll get mist and fog in the mornings, but I think we will find some rain around as well. So I'm going to stick with that idea. So next few days looking like this. Just a quick overview for you. For today, we've got weak fronts out towards the west. They're producing some cloud, not great quantities of it, and there are some really good sunny spells out towards the west, particularly across western parts of Wales at the moment. I think generally it's going to be dry for most areas during the course of today. 1 or 2 spots of drizzle for northwest Scotland, but generally dry. Tuesday looking like this. High pressure is in control through the course of Tuesday. I think what we'll find is that there'll be some outbreaks of rain across Scotland, Northern Ireland, perhaps the far west of Wales during Tuesday morning. They'll slip their way eastwards into northern England, Wales and southwest England in the afternoon, but just as showers there more than anything else. Central, eastern and southern parts of the country, best of the sunshine, I think, always through these sort of areas. Here, that's where we're going to find the best of the sunshine through the course of the day. Excuse my drawing there. And just a few showers affecting Scotland, Northern Ireland in the afternoon, but dry for the north and the west of Scotland. On to Wednesday, remnants of the front still across northern parts of England, southern Scotland, southern parts of Ireland. May bring some cloud and perhaps 1 or 2 spots of rain here, but mostly it's dry. Good spells of sunshine towards the north and the south, and really a very pleasant day on Wednesday for many of us. Warm too across southern areas. And then for Thursday, got another front that just moves its way into the west of Scotland and Ireland through the course of the day on Thursday, bringing some outbreaks of rain here. I think that rain tending to slip into northern England, Wales and southwest England in the afternoon, but only very light by then. I think many parts of the country are going to be staying dry, particularly the Eastern Midlands, East Anglia, North East England and southern England too. On to Friday, and I think generally it starts dry, but fronts moving in from the west will bring some cloud and outbreaks of rain through the afternoon. I'm not too sure exactly how far these are going to extend at the moment. It looks to me as if it'll be northern England, probably Wales and southwest England are the southern limits of it, with East Anglia and the southeast tending to stay dry. And then on Saturday, we find this cold front drifting its way southeastwards. It brings colder air with it. The front only very weak, bringing some cloud and some spots of rain across the south during Saturday morning, probably. Then brighter conditions swallowing in from the west, but some really heavy showers for coming into northern and western parts of Scotland. I think the most notable feature for Saturday will be how much cooler it's going to feel, but it will be dry for most. So loads of information for you there. Hopefully that's been useful for you. Just to remind you that we kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen here, and by you coming back and using WeatherWeb. That means that we can keep all the videos up to date and free of charge. Follow us on Twitter at Weather School. But for now, I'll leave you with that, and thanks for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.